Welcome to Hollywood.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Fastpass Facts. This is a very special episode because today, we listened to our audience and they demanded we discuss the most hated animatronics, and let's just say they didn't disappoint. As usual, if there's anything that we missed on this list, don't be afraid to get involved. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't even have this list today. So thank you guys so much. Iago, the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management at Disney World. The Enchanted Tiki Room has been entertaining guests since 1963 when it was introduced in Disneyland and later brought to the Magic Kingdom as an opening day attraction, under the name Tropical Serenade. This is a classic attraction that has stood the test of time with minimal alterations, except for a moment in time when back in 1998, the attraction was under new management at the Magic Kingdom. If you know us, you know that we love a good new animatronic, but when the result is this...
Toss my Kraken! And these people below me, they ain't gonna like that. Trust me.
We prefer to keep things the way they were. Don't get us wrong, this is an impressive animatronic. His range of movement and expressive features are fun to watch. The problem is that this attraction did nothing but disrespect the original Tiki Room. Iago took over and quickly turned the Enchanted Tiki Room under new management into one of the most universally hated attractions in Disney history. Not the most hated attraction, which we will be talking about later, but one of the most hated. And while we never condone the destruction of an animatronic, we think that it was a tiny blessing in disguise when a small electrical fire started in the attraction, causing the sprinklers to go off and ruining the electronics in the brand new animatronics. With that and the backlash from guests, Disney decided to revert the show back to its original glory, and the show has remained almost unchanged since. On today's list, we are going to be ranking them on the hate scale. The higher the number, the more universally hated they are, and you helped us rank them. For Iago, you voted and gave this animatronic a 5.4 on the hate scale, because, as we've said, the animatronic was amazing, but the attraction was far from it. Small World, Suzhou Amusement Land in China. The terrifying image on your screen is not from a horror movie. It is not a creepy edit of someone's home video footage. This is real footage from Small World, an unsettling knockoff of the Disney classic It's a Small World. This attraction was located at Suzhou Amusement Park, which opened back in 1997. It was called Small World, and it was almost exactly like the original source material, from the boats to the colorful sets to the theme song itself. But its subtle changes to the song, the rundown condition of all the dolls, the ride's moving parts, and the stage lights being turned down just a little too low gives this jolly boat ride that celebrates the world we live in and turns it into a slow descent down the river Styx into the uncanny valley of our nightmares. These animatronic children are the stuff of nightmares. They're pale blue and green faces, and they are not taken care of at all. Some even look like broken porcelain dolls or children with peeling faces. Their soulless eyes and dirty looks make you think of apocalyptic zombies instead of happy children from around the world, and the lighting, of course, doesn't help at all. The park closed down in 2017, but Small World was left behind, and it now only lives in the nightmares of the people who were able to experience it. You gave these animatronics a 9.2 on the hate scale, because honestly, they are pretty terrifying. Superstar Limo, Disney's California Adventure. Nope. Not doing it. We have our limits. If you want to know more about this excuse of a Disney ride, which we would secretly love to have experienced, you can watch our video on 5 of the worst Disney attractions later. The short version, this is where Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue currently sits, and was so hated by Disney fans it didn't even last a year. We will be featuring each and every animatronic from this hated ride and how they were recycled from the Monsters Inc. ride on our Instagram stories and highlights. So go follow us and check them out if you're interested. But we have given this attraction more attention than it needs. 10 out of 10. Moving on. Bunyip, Murray Bridge, Southern Australia. Look out, Submechanophobia fans, this one's for you. Those who have been following us for a while may remember this guy. We are talking about Bert the Bunyip from Murray Bridge in Australia. The Bunyip is a creature of the mythology of southeastern Australia that lurks in bogs, swamps, creeks, and other shallow bodies of water. This fella has been scaring the pedestrians of Murray Bridge for 50 years, and doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. What makes people hate this creature is how creepy and slow its descent out of his murky, watery home is, with the sound of his gnashing jaws and slow swipes at you from behind his fence, It makes even the bravest people a little uneasy. But much like the town he resides in, we have all come to appreciate and love Bert, and will always be glad to give him a shout. You go, Bert! We love Bert, and the Ducksquad seems to love him too, because your ratings gave him a 4.6 on the hate scale. He's such a beloved icon, but some people find him completely terrifying. Jurassic Jungle Boat Ride, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We just got done talking about the fantastic animatronics in the new Jurassic World Dominion, and the incredible work of Stan Winston on the original Jurassic Park films. We have spoken in detail about the spectacular work done on all of the Jurassic Park rides across the globes at the Universal Studios parks. This is not that. This ride is located right on the main strip in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, just a mere 3.5 miles away from the award-winning Dollywood. Jurassic Jungle Boat Ride it's in a league of its own. If we can sum up this ride, we would say that this is the definition of so bad it's good. And though the ride only lasts 10 minutes, the memories will last a lifetime. What joys can be found in this prehistoric paradise? Be greeted with the lovely sound of dial-up when being transported back in time, a standard department store fan next to a T-Rex, a plastic skeleton propped up on a small rock, and our personal favorites were several animatronics being held together with duct tape, or just visibly falling apart. Or the animatronics in the back of the parking lot covered in trash bags. On its heyday, this attraction was probably pretty cool, but now it seems to be falling apart and in serious need of repairs. While people from all over find this attraction something you should experience at least once in your life, we know that it needs an upgrade, and you guys gave it an 8.6 on the hate scale. Drunken Bridge Pirate, Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland and Disney World. Now, we don't usually like to argue with our fans, but this one just hurts a little bit. You guys added it to the list, so we are just the ones to deliver it. Pirates of the Caribbean needs little introduction around here. It is one of the most beloved attractions in Disney history, and has been entertaining guests since the 70s. But some pirates are a little less beloved than others. We have such staples as the Poop Pirate, the Scallywag and his pigs, and of course the Jail Cell Pirates. But the infamous Drunken Bridge Pirate, also known as the Dirty Foot Pirate, seems to make the most impact. This pirate is gripping onto a jug of rum while drunkenly singing and swaying his dirty foot and hairy leg above the boat as we sail on by. We love this drunken sailor, dirty feet and all, but we can also understand why he's on this list. That foot is something to behold, or not hold. But in the end, after your votes, this pirate ranked as low as 2.7. Apparently, he is not as hated as we initially thought.
Oh dear!
Much better. Stitch has taken over. So strap yourselves in for Disney's most experience. Check out Stitch's Great Escape, new at the Magic Kingdom.
My goodness, that's not yours, is it?
Lilo & Stitch is a beloved Disney film that surprisingly came out 20 years ago. The main theme of this amazing movie is the relationship between Lilo and her sister Nani, of course. But it is equally important to see how Stitch, who began as a destructive, rude, and kind of unlikable character, grew and changed to become a beloved character who can be wild, playful, maybe even antisocial, but in the end, likable. But apparently, Disney forgot about this, because when Stitch's Great Escape opened, the new, lovable Stitch was nowhere to be found. Of course, the Stitch audio animatronic is amazing, but that's it. The jokes are not funny, the story doesn't make a lot of sense, and there are many inconsistencies with the original story, like Stitch calling himself by the name Lilo gave him, even before meeting her. It also didn't help that this attraction replaced one of the most terrifying and amazing, though controversial attractions of all, Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter. When this attraction closed, Disney quickly rethemed the attraction to Lilo & Stitch to give it a more family-friendly aesthetic. But what was once a terrifying work of art simply became annoying. That chili dog burp still haunts our dreams. The attraction functioned exactly the same as before, but this time instead of being invaded by a bloodthirsty creature, it was the cute little alien Stitch. To be fair, the Stitch animatronic on this ride is downright adorable, and his range of motion is awe-inspiring. But the reason why it ended up on this list is because the attraction used to be something risky and exciting, but it was replaced with, well, a chili burp. Stitch is another case of an amazing animatronic inside a bad attraction. But still, the Ducksquad forgave him, ranking Stitch a 3.2 on the hate scale. We're still missing more hated animatronics, and we'll be uploading them later this week, so stay tuned and be sure to subscribe to check them out. Leave some comments also to be featured in our next video.